Hello and welcome to my today's video, in which I'm going to speak to you about the healers of K-pop. And for that, I would need to explain who is a healer and what is healing. And this is going to be a conversation which I wanted to have with you. A conversation. I will speak about this because I want actually to acknowledge the fact that the time right now is very beneficial for healing. And I say it as someone who has been on the healing journey for many years and as someone who is a practitioner healer as well. So this, I am going to speak about it because we live now in the world that gives us a lot of opportunities for living a better life, which healing ensures. And also we live in the world that creates a lot of healers, because this is what is required right now, because we are on the phase of healing. And unfortunately, when you are a healer, when you were born to be a healer, no fairy comes to you, hits you on the forehead with her wand and say you are a healer, Hari. You have to figure the shit out on your own. And for me, it took many years of not understanding what I am and what I should be doing until I realized that I was born to be a healer and I am a healer. And archetypically, I've been a healer my whole life. But because this category didn't exist in my reality, because this category didn't exist in my world, I was just trying to be something, and I was suffering from that all the time. So I am making this video for two different purposes. One of them is to explain the process of healing generally, using the work and the examples of my favorite man in K-pop. Some of my favorite men in K-pop. But on the other hand, to explain the archetype of a healer, to maybe help someone understand that you are a healer. Hari. I joked it twice. It should be funnier now, right? Whatever. To explain to someone that maybe you are a healer, but you don't know about it. And you need to develop this and make it conscious and make your life better because of that. And make the life of other people better because of that. So, why did I bring up these particular three people? Because I feel something very similar in them that I have in me. And it is the crazy sensitivity. A healer is the person who feels what is wrong with the world. A healer, to heal something, you need to feel it. The main issue that I have been encountering in my practice, with myself and in my practice with people, is that you can't heal something that you do not feel. And people have different levels of sensitivity, and sometimes the thing that is hurting them the most, they don't even feel it. It feels just frozen. It feels like there is nothing. It is somewhere so deep in the shadow that the consciousness does not have the access to it. But healers are usually the people who feel much more. And this is something that allows them to heal, because they can see things that other people cannot see. They can feel that they can have an understanding of the things that other people do not have the understanding of. And usually it comes through pain and tension. And this pain and tension, they are the things that force us into going into pain, figuring out where it comes from and figuring out how to minimize it, how to make it less, how to take it away. And this is basically the first part of the archetype of a healer. The healers are extremely sensitive. And I can see from the topics of the works of Yoongi, of Beomgyu, and of Woosung that they are, these topics are different from what people on the average usually sing about, usually write about, usually care about. Yoongi has a huge part of work where he digs into the nature of a human and to the nature of the humanity, to the shadow, to the pain, to the trauma, to the freedom the understanding of freedom, to the flaws of the society, to the flaws of the system, including the economical system that we live in. I have 2 separate videos, each 40 minutes, about the work of Yoongi and about how he gets into the shadow of the reality that we live in, how he gets into the trauma, how he gets into the conditioning that we have. I will link them somewhere here, you will see them. One of them is called Trauma and Healing, and it is about the Agust-D trilogy. And another one is about the shadow work and about how Yoongi explores shadow in his work. So basically, this crazy intense sensitivity that some people have is the key to being able to heal. If the sensitivity is mastered, let's say. A lot of people, when they are very sensitive, they try to numb their sensitivity with medicines, with antidepressants, with tranquilizers, with alcohol, with substances, with just distracting themselves. And this is the path that creates even more tension and even more pain and even more lack of clarity in the future. While if you go into your sensitivity, if you really allow yourself to be sensitive and master the capacity to handle all of the feelings that you have and all of the sensations that you have because of your sensitivity, that's the path towards becoming a healer. And I feel like these 3 men, these 3 people, they chose this path. Because in all of their work, I feel a lot of pain. The pain that has been overcome, the pain that has been purified, the pain that has been transformed, but at first it was pain. It's always pain at first. Oh, I already feel it. Ah, shit. I hope this video wouldn't be this painful to do. But no, bitch, suffer. I'm talking to myself. Okay. So the process of healing starts with feeling what is wrong. And then it requires transformation. But what is wrong is actually produced by our own beliefs about the reality. This tension, this pain, it comes from the difference between what we believe the world is like, or what we believe we are like, or what we believe we are here for, and how it actually is. So whenever we feel tension, whenever we feel pain, it's actually a sign that there is some illusion, some lack of clarity, there is something in the shadow that creates this tension, that creates this pain. So while the first thing is feeling it, not looking away from it, holding it in your attention, the second thing is transforming it into how it actually is, into how it actually should be. And this is beautifully shown in the work of Beomgyu, because he only has basically two songs, basically 2 solo works, and both of them are the quintessence of healing, because he finds tension and he reduces it by realizing how it actually should be, how it actually is. I have 2 separate videos about that as well. I will link them here so you can watch them. But basically, in his first work, In Panic, he finds this tension of, feeling bad, basically, of going through difficult period in life. And he finds this belief that, okay, probably I believe that I should always feel good and everything should always be okay. But in fact, here I am in the middle of a crisis, or in the middle of a depressive episode, or in the middle of a sad situation. So maybe the reality should not always be great. Maybe I shouldn't expect to always feel good. Maybe sometimes I am supposed to feel bad. Maybe sometimes I have just to let it happen and see what goes next. Let it happen and go with the flow. And that's the transformation that Beomgyu's work Panic brings. From believing that everything should always be all right to believing that it's okay to feel bad sometimes. And it is the nature of the reality to feel bad sometimes. And if I just go through it, I can see what comes next to me. And the second work of his is connected with this tension that we feel that when we want to have more, when we want to have something, that we want to possess something, that we want to control something. And apparently he noticed this tension and he was like, okay, it doesn't feel good. What happens if I release? What happens if I let go? What happens if I say to the world, take my half, take everything what I have, take everything what I'm not, and see what happens. And in his work he says, and when I did it, the emptiness inside of me got filled with happiness. So this is the transformation, right? This is a transformation of a belief that I have to clench to something, that I have to control something, that I have to try and obtain something, and transforming it into belief that actually all I need to do is let go. And then the world will fill the gaps inside of me with happiness. So this is the second and the third step of healing. The first step is to look at it, to feel it. The second step is to hold it. And the third step is to transform it, to see where it goes and to see how it actually is, how it actually should be. And the indicator of healing is reduction of tension, therefore the reduction of pain. And this is what, in my opinion, transformation is a very strong point of Beomgyu. It's the strongest point that he has as a healer, as I see him as a healer. The third step, it's not actually a step, it's something like a natural process of how it happens, is building of a coherent reality in which the amount of contradictory beliefs is minimized. So it's like a reality in which you are a little bit less wrong than you were yesterday. And I would say that Woosung is, and the Rose actually, are very good at this. It is, they have this whole, they actually have two albums, which are like very, very healers albums. One of them is Shift, another one is it called Shift? Shit. I don't remember the names exactly. I hope I remember it correctly. So one of them is Shift, another one is the latest one, which is called World. And Shift is about the process of transformation, basically, in my opinion. And World is about the coherent belief about the reality. It's about coming back home. It's about being in unity. It's about all the people being one. It says, we come as one, we go as one. And it's like the expression, the explanation of how the world actually is, because the world is, it's really hard to explain, but we are all one, actually. We are all the same thing. We are all made of the same stuff. And if all the people in the world didn't have the contradictions that we have, there would be no wars, and there would be no division, and there would be no distinction at all. We would all live as what we really are, as one, as humankind. And it is really beautifully shown in this latest album of the Rose and of Woosung. But also, actually, Woosung has his solo album 444, and there is this beautiful song Forget Forever, which is actually about the pain of being a human. And this belongs to the first step, to feeling. But it's like, if I actually took every song that is a healing song from each of them and speak about each of them, this video would be like 8 hours long, I swear to God. So I will just, sneak peek from different ones. So basically, a healer is a person who can make this happen inside of them and help other people happen it inside of them. Does it make sense the way I said it? I hope it does. But apart from this ability, a healer has something that I call a calling. So it's not about just a capacity, it's also about the willingness, the intention to help. And I believe that all these three people that I'm talking about have this calling, have this willingness. Yoongi expresses it in many different forms, actually, but he also once in the interview, when there was an interview about the Min-Yoongi Center, even the Min-Yoongi Center, the fact that it exists, it already shows his calling, his willingness to help people. But also in the interview, he said that he would like to become a certified and licensed therapist, because very often when he sees people like him, the people who are suffering, he wants to say something to them. I don't know if you know that he is already doing that, because the song Snooze, the one that he has with Woosung, actually, that they wrote together, it is an ultimate song of the healer, actually. And for me, at the beginning of the video, I said that if you are a healer, nobody comes to you, nobody hits you with a wound on the forehead and says that you are a healer. And nobody did that to me as well. But Snooze was one of the songs when I realized that I have this that both form, this willingness of help to other people can take. And the song Snooze really shifted something in me, because it kind of showed me this whole idea, this whole internal mindset of a healer, where Yoongi says, you who is walking the same road as I want to do everything to make this road easier for you not to suffer as much as I did. Oh shit, here we go. The first 10 times when I listened, well, maybe not 10, maybe 6 times when I listened to Snooze, I cried. I couldn't help it. Where Yoongi says, I hope to make this path easier for you, so that it's not as difficult for you as it is for me. He says, why did you choose this lonely road? And this road is actually very lonely, because even if you have a healer and even if you have a companion, they still cannot see the things that you see inside of you. And you are still responsible for this whole process of healing. So this road is lonely and it is difficult. And also this road, like, nobody understands it except for you. Very rare people understand some share of it, but not too much, actually. So in this song, Yoongi says, I see you. I see that you walk the same path as I am walking, and I want to make it as easy for you as it can be for you, so that you don't have to suffer as much as I did. He says, it's going to be all right. He says, there is a future in which you don't hurt as much as you hurt now. And the song says, when you need it, I will be there for you. I will hold you so that you can rest. And when you will be ready to go further, there is even a phrase, when the mist is gone, when the fog is gone, I will be gone too. Because the mission of the healer is actually to clarify. Whenever the person is lost, the mission of the healer is to help them understand what is happening, what they're at, what is going on, and where to go. And then I will go from your life, and you will continue your path. And you will always be able to come back to me if you need it again. So the song Snooze is the ultimate song of an intention of a healer. An intention to meet a person in their transformation phase, give them everything they need in this moment, hold them, let them rest, let them relax, let them hurt less, and then step aside to allow them to continue their path. Also to encourage them, to ensure them that the future is actually prosperous if you continue going this way, no matter the obstacles, no matter the hurt. And this is actually, like, this song is the reason why I wanted to make this video at the very beginning. Because it allowed me to see what it means to be a healer. And it allowed me to see that there are many healers in this world, no matter what form it takes, the process of healing. I also, there is one more video where I speak about healing. It is about K-pop demon hunters. And I say in this video as well that Rumi is a healer. And the reason why I thought so was because in the song, this is what it sounds like. There is a phrase, "No lying, I'm tired, but dive in the fire and I'll be right there by your side." Which is also the manifest of the healer, because fire is the symbol of transformation. And a healer is a person who, I feel like I am a person who, like, whenever I see that someone steps into the fire willingly, consciously, whenever I see that someone wants to go through this process of unbecoming who they are not, very painful process actually, very difficult, very full of shit, honestly. Whenever I see such person, I want to be by their side and I want to give them everything they need and I want to help them go through it with as little pain as it can be. But there will still be pain, of course. So this is what I believe makes healer a healer. Not just the ability to heal, but also this, I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It's like the loyalty and the dedication that I feel to a person who, oh shit, why do I have to be like that? The loyalty and the dedication that I feel towards people who are suffering but still trying to find clarity is enormous. It's total. It's ultimate. It's 100%. And this is something that I recognized because of the song Snooze by Yoongi and Woosung and Ryuichi Sakamoto. And this is the ultimate reason why I wanted to make this video. Because I wanted you to know that, first of all, there are people like me. Maybe you are the person like me. Maybe you are the person like Yoongi and Woosung. Maybe you are someone who is capable of helping people become who they are, unlocking their biggest potential and getting rid of a big share of suffering and pain. But on the other hand, even if you are not this kind of a person, even if you are not a healer, but you are in pain, there are people who have a potential to help you. There are people who will be happy to help you, like me and like other healers. That you are not alone in your suffering. You just need to open to the possibility of someone helping you, of someone healing you, and to be very, very honest on this path. Because the healer does not come to the person who just suffers. The healer comes to the person who suffers but is looking for clarity. The person who is ready to do the work. The person who is ready to walk this path of being less wrong about how the reality actually is. This is the video, apparently. Is it a coincidence that Yoongi, Woosung, Beomgyu, and I are all Pisces? I don't know. You decide. But if you're Pisces, the possibility of that you have some purpose that is connected with healing is very, very high. So I'm watching out. Oh, I don't remember half of what I was saying in this video. But that was fun to make. And I'm happy that I made it. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.